History Form 1. Topic 2. Evolution of man. Have you ever wondered where people, animals and the non-living things in the world came from? Human beings have always tried to explain their origin. Different societies have different views on how they came to be. There are two major theories that try to explain the origin of man. These are 1. The theory of creation and 2. The theory of evolution. In this unit we will study theories of how man came to be, concentrating especially on the scientific theory of evolution. The theory of creation. According to this theory, man was made by God. Jews, Christians and Muslims believe the creation stories told in the Torah, Bible and Quran, respectively. Many African societies also have creation stories passed on through oral traditions. In this theory, God created the whole universe. This includes all plants, animals and non-living things. God created the first people. Those people reproduced and their descendants dispersed to all parts of the earth. Therefore, all the people in the world came from those first parents. God put human beings in charge of the rest of his creation. The theory of evolution. Evolution is the gradual development of plants and animals from a simple form to a more complex form. It leads to the existence of plants and animals that are different from the original plants and animals. The theory of evolution tries to explain the origin of man by describing the changes that our ancestors underwent until they were like modern man. The theory of evolution was introduced by a scientist called Charles Darwin. His work was based on his observation of living organisms and remains of dead organisms in South America and the Pacific Islands. In 1859, Darwin wrote a book called The Origin of Species. In this book, he said that the plants and animals that exist today evolved from simple living cells. This process occurred in many stages and took millions of years. The following are important points in this theory. 1. The rate at which organisms reproduce can increase their numbers more than twice within each generation. For example, 2 parents can have 10 or more young ones. 2. The total numbers of wild organisms remain constant. 3. There must be something that limits the numbers of wild organisms. This is called the struggle for survival. There are many organisms competing for a few resources such as food. So many of the young organisms die before they can reproduce. This is called natural selection. 4. There are variations or differences in each group of organisms. For example, there are tall and short people, and there are black, white and brown cattle. 5. Young organisms inherit some features or characteristics from their parents. 6. Adaptations enable an organism to survive and reproduce. Lack of these adaptations causes an organism to die early. This is called survival for the fittest. 7. Through inheritance, adaptations are passed on from parents to their offspring. 8. After a long time, organisms that are different from the original ones are seen due to natural selection and inheritance. This theory is greatly supported by scientists. They use fossils to prove that evolution took place. Fossils are remains of living things from long ago. Fossils of man's ancestors have been found in many places. Some of the sites in East Africa are: in Tanzania, 1. Olduvai Gorge, 2. Kondoa, 3. Isimila, 4. Kalambo, 5. The shores of Lake Eyasi in Tanzania. In Kenya, 6. Alorgesail, 7. Rusinga Island, 8. Fort Turnan, 9. Kariandusi in Kenya. In Uganda, 10. Nzangizi, 11. Para, 12. Ishanga, 13. Magosi, 14. Lalu, 15. Ntusian, 16. Bigo in Uganda. Fun fact: the oldest fossils are almost 3,500 million years old.